Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. On the broadcast today, John Lee joins us. He's a Republican candidate for CD4 running against Stephen Horsford. Here for the whole show on an all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
Pro Group Management offers workers' comp services to a growing number of industries. As businesses grow and change with the times, the need for a solid workers' comp program must be flexible and up to date. The evolving nature of regulations can make staying ahead of complex tasks challenging. But Pro Group Management simplifies the work so your industry can move forward and succeed. Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you.
As you know, Reno is booming. Toll's development company is helping it grow with insightful design and development, building community with every project, adding beauty, adding excitement, emphasizing our shared humanity. Reno is becoming bigger. Toll's development is helping it become better, more livable, more enjoyable. To learn more, go to tollsdevelopment.com. tollsdevelopment.com.
Story County is leading Nevada. Home of the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center, Google, Tesla, Panasonic, and other world-leading companies. Story County provides thousands of tech, advanced manufacturing, and logistics careers for Nevadans. We're diversifying and driving Nevada's economy and generating millions in tax revenue and billions in economic activity across northern Nevada. Story County is leading Nevada's future.
Truck drivers are some of the hardest working people you'll meet, delivering over 70% of America's freight and 92% of Nevada's. When there's a natural disaster, they're delivering critical supplies to help those communities recover and rebuild. Every sector of the economy and our nation's military rely on truck drivers. So let's take a moment to say thank you. On the open road or city streets, our truck drivers are rolling to make our economy and our nation stronger. Trucking moves America forward.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad on No Holds Barred Political Forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters, here is Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we are always delighted to welcome back to the program John Lee. He is a Republican candidate for CD4, former state senator, former mayor of North Las Vegas, and incredibly successful at doing that. I got to start out by asking you, we're just a few days out from that debate with the president and the former president. What were your thoughts on that?
Oh, man, I want to try to be polite somehow, Sam, here, but it was obvious that Donald Trump was living his passions. He was living his vision for us to see what his views were going to be, and to see President Trump just be befuddled. It just looked befuddled the whole way through to me. It was a sad thing, and I really think for the sake of our nation, we need to get Donald Trump in there and just start cleaning everything out now and change and reinforce the directions this country needs to go.
Do you think, because there's obviously been a lot of discussion about this and it's ongoing, that there should be an age limit on running for president? Or do you think that it all depends on the person, that some people can still do very well into their 80s and others perhaps not so much?
Well, Sam, when I go talk to people, I want to know some advice from them. I go to older people that have been through a lot and have done a lot and have learned a lot. They can teach me. I think that age is important, but I don't think you get wisdom. I know a lot of people are younger than me that have no wisdom at all. You know, they might have vitality and they might have, the ability to think, but they have no vision. They have no leadership skills. So I don't think you should do that. I think every man or woman should be judged based upon their merits and what they can offer the job.
All right. You were endorsed by President Trump. What did it take to get that endorsement?
Oh, it was great. I think there's kind of a vetting process that takes place. They want to know a little bit about you. They want to know about your past, what you've done. They don't want to embarrass the president at all. Having Governor Lombardo endorsement was a great thing. It just started me on the right direction for this race. And I was on the telephone with President Trump. He was looking at different things, and he says, you're everything I was told. I think that you're going to win it. We've spent a lot of time in Nevada. We're gonna come in there this time, and we're actually going to win some congressional seats. And we believe your seat is the most viable seat to get. So in a few days, I'll be sending you an endorsement letter. And then boom, it went out immediately on the press. And so I didn't even have a chance to kind of warn my wife or anything. It was exciting. And by the way, very good, very smart, very intellectual man. At the business level, we communicated quite well. I think I can work very well with him.
Okay, so let me ask you this, because this is the big question that so many people have. Was there a difference between the Donald Trump you see on television and at the rallies that's bombastic and out there versus the person you spoke to on the telephone?
No, very focused, very real, asked very intelligent questions. When he talks to you, it brings you up to his level. And, usually when you're talking day to day with people, you just stay at a certain level. But when you finally sit across the table from somebody that kind of gets what you're getting, they understand what you understand, the level goes higher. The explanations become more precise. And I thought he was brilliant. And I think he thought well of me too. And he was asking me questions about things, and I was able to respond to them about Nevada, what's going on, and what he can do better. And fully engaged in trying to understand me and Nevada a lot better, and definitely proving to me that he wants to run this whole nation and do a great job for everyone here.
So Congressional District 3, which is not the one you're running in, is known as the swingiest district in the state. Drew Johnson surprised a lot of people and won that. But the president feels that yours is more likely to be the one that changes than the other districts?
I think it's because there's 5 rural counties that I have: Lincoln County, Esmeralda, Mineral, a little bit of Lyon and Nye County. And I've been in a lot of positions in the state and different boards and commissions. And I know those people. As chairman of government affairs, I work hand in hand with them on their local government issues. And then plus being the mayor of North Las Vegas gives me a great understanding of what we're doing within our community, and great relationships across all the minority boundaries. So it's a great fit. I will say that Drew Johnson has a very good district too, and I believe that he possibly deserves on the account of Democrats versus Republicans a little bit more recognition. But I do believe I am the strongest candidate to take a seat this time.
I was just talking to some guys from NAOP about the lands bills, especially the one for Clark County that's going through the Congress right now and has been delayed forever. And they're telling me that there's 27,000 acres that was approved previously that has still not been released by the BLM. Do you have any take on that?
If I could get anyone to teach me how to work with the BLM and work within the system better, I would. Every time we had a good person, and we would actually embed some of our city employees over in the BLM, we would pay for them to have employees basically, and they would work on our issues. We paid their salary, and they were there at the table all the time. And but as soon as you get a good relationship going with them, the number one guy leaves, or the person you're working with leaves, and then you hire brand new people and they come in and you have to start the whole process over again. It's a revolving door. And we need to just take everything in the bowl of the valley of Clark County, turn it over to the state, and let the state manage it until the cities and counties understand what they want to do with the land, and then go out to auction. I don't care. Buy it, from them. But please, we need land for schools now. We're being held up on building schools. We can't get easements across certain roadways and stuff like that. It is really handcuffing the growth of Southern Nevada.
All right, so what is the answer? Because even Mark Hamaday said on this program the last time he was on that he misses Senator Reid, because when Senator Reid said that something was going to get done, it got done. And he didn't catch nearly as much grief as I thought he would for that remark. But the reality is that we're not getting anything done with the current lands bill. But it shocked me to hear that we have 27,000 acres that we're not able to tap into now when we so need it desperately.
That's true. And I've been talking to Burgess Owens, a congressman in Utah, our neighbors next door. We need to work closer with Utah. They've got some things doing right now that I'm excited about joining with them. I will tell you one thing about Congressman Amadei. He is a fantastic legislator, but what makes him extra special is he's a chairman of a powerful committee. And every time someone down south needs something done in Congress, they need to go to him to talk to the committee chairman. We have a lot of Democrats that are elected to the House and Senate from Southern Nevada. They have no pull in Washington, D.C. Mark Amadei is the sole reason anything gets done in this state. I'm hoping I get elected so I can work alongside Congressman Amadei and let him worry about his district and his committee, and let me worry about Southern Nevada. And together we can work to different angles to see how we can get things moving again.
Let me ask you this, because you came, we first knew each other, it's probably going back close to 20 years now, when you were in the legislature. And, when you took over North Las Vegas as the mayor, you had a vision to take North Las Vegas from being bankrupt, essentially, to being this amazing success that it is now. Do you have a vision for your congressional district?
I really do, because it's just an extension of 5 more counties. And I understand that we just need to work together. I'll tell you one thing right now that kind of hinders the rural counties is they have volunteer fire departments, volunteer everything out there. Everybody works together to make their communities work, but they don't have grant writers. There is so much on the table right now that they're able to get. That in North Las Vegas, we figured out how to do it, that I'm going to hire a grant writer on my staff that works with these local governments and helps them recognize where they can get money. We are an exporting state. We spend more money, we send more money to Washington than we get back. And so if we can build how about a state within a state almost? If I can get in there and start working with all these local governments and say, this is where I want you guys to go because it worked for us and here's how we got there. I really think they're looking for some kind of support. And I do believe that this district is going to be the fastest growing district in the nation. I mean, Nye County's going crazy, Mesquite's going crazy, North Las Vegas is going crazy. This is the growth center of the state of Nevada, is this congressional district.
All right, so one of the problems that has been enumerated to me over the years is that Nevada has always been pretty stingy with coming up with matching funds for federal grants. Is that the situation that you're also looking at with these rural counties, where they would have to come up with matching funds once they'd identified the grants that were available?
Sometimes they know those matching funds are out there, but they can't get any dollars for infrastructure. They can't get their $12,000 or their $150,000 up. That's part of the grant writing process, is how do I get these two organizations, the federal government and the county, together to make these dreams come true for them? The government doesn't really want to hurt Nevada. It just wants Nevada to do its paperwork right, assume the position of leadership on it, show them they can do these things, and then they'll respond. We did that in North Las Vegas. It was fantastic. And I know we can do it for our rural counties and continue for North Las Vegas.
Mining, especially lithium mining, is going to be huge for Nye County. Your thoughts on that?
I think it's interesting. I think we all understand. Years ago, I was the guy that thought we don't want like the 85% or 89% of land that the state, that the federal government controls, because when there's a fire way out there in some mountain that no one can see, the federal government's got to run out there and put the fire out. And they would hire our little fire stations and fire departments, and we'd go out. But now with all the minerals that are being discovered in Nevada, I really want to get Nevada's lands back into Nevada's hands. I would want to do what I can to start the process in Clark County. I think 95% of Lincoln County is owned by the federal government. Every local government here is surrounded by federal land and can't grow and can't provide a future for their families. You have to export your children somewhere else because they just can't get enough land to start doing their own improvements to build infrastructure for better jobs here. And so I'm looking forward to it, Sam.
Let me ask you this, because I think it's a fair question, which is, you've got great ideas, but if elected, you're going to be number 435 in the Congress. How do you do more than constituent service in the first couple of years to be able to work towards some of these goals?
No, and that's a very, very good question. Of course, I want to see that, we protect Second Amendment rights. I want to make sure that we start using our own natural resources. We close the wall, religious freedoms and personal rights, all the liberties that we have in America. I want to work towards those things and obviously what's going on in the world. But when I'm not doing that, I want to focus specifically every minute I can on Nevada issues. And usually it says meeting people, getting in the right committees, doing the right things, where you can take time and you can build the relationships and caucus with the Western caucus leaders and start building states together who can all have the same issues, and let's work together as a team. I'm not inventing this, but I am saying I'm going to do what I can to strive to make this happen.
All right, let's take a break. More with John Lee. He's running for CD4 to become the Republican candidate there. Or he is the Republican candidate, but he wants to win the race. We'll be back with him right after this timeout.
Like a traditional handmade basket, retail is woven into the fabric of life in Nevada. From big box to mom and pop, retail supports our communities in countless ways. Jobs for the disabled, team uniforms for kids, help for the elderly, and so much more. Retail employs over 1 in 10 workers. Retail supports Nevada, and we support retail.
RANNV.org.
What do you count on? You count on your power every day. At NV Energy, we've always powered what's important to you, but we're not looking at the past. We're focused on the future. While our standards are high, our rates will remain low. And our commitment to renewables isn't just meeting standards, but leading the way. Because you can count on more than just your power. You can count on the company who brings it to you. That's our promise. You can count on it.
The Nevada Builders Alliance has been protecting the interests of the construction industry for over 50 years. Our programs save members thousands of dollars every year and allow them to provide much-needed benefits to their employees. Our industry also allows Nevada to grow. If you're thinking about a career in the construction industry, reach out. And if you haven't thought of a career in construction, what are you waiting for? We are the Nevada Builders Alliance.
Carson Valley Inn, it's your place for the good times. Carson Valley Inn.
Save money and take transit. Did you know you can ride the bus all day for less than what it would cost you for a gallon of gas? Plan your trip now by going to rtcwashoe.com.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with John Lee. He is the Republican candidate for CD4, running against Stephen Horsford. So you mentioned the wall there, so I want to ask you about immigration. As you well know, if every out-of-status immigrant in the state of Nevada were to be removed, this state would collapse in just about every industry, from construction to hospitality, you name it. So what's the answer in your mind to what we do beyond just talking about building the wall? How do we fix immigration, and how do we do it in a manner where we can bring the Congress together in a way that we haven't been able to since 1986?
Okay, so Sam, I believe right now, if I didn't like America and I went across the border, I went down there and I couldn't get a job, I couldn't buy a house, I couldn't really live the quality of life that everybody else in America is, I'd probably get homesick and want to come back. I mean, Mexico, I'd want to come back to America. I think there's a lot of Hispanic people here that if we just said, if you'll show up at the convention center and we'll have buses there, we'll take you to the airport and send you home, I think 25% of the people go home on their own. I really do believe that. The rest of them, I think, obviously want to do something good here. I think they should check in, let us go through it, vet you out a little bit. And the best ones are going to come and they're going to, I can get a job, I can do this, I can do that. A lot of them, the bad guys, aren't going to come in at all because they know we're going to do a background check on them. We're going to fly them home as soon as we catch them. So I just think naturally, if we just start a program and open the door a little bit, let people go out that want to go, work with the good people that can find a sponsor or somebody that'll work with them, and then catch the bad guys and run them home. That's a start, you know. But I agree with you. Southern Nevada, we need the labor force, and they're good quality people, but the criminals are embedded with them, and that's the dangerous part of the whole situation.
All right, so let's talk about, I got to bring this up. You said 25% you think you provide buses, they'd go home. You know, they're making a nickel an hour in Mexico and these other countries. They're dealing with gangs. They're dealing with all kinds of violence. This is a better life. I can't see where any percentage is going to want to just go back. And for those listening on the radio, John is nodding his head in agreement on this. The other thing that I want to bring up is that when you look at what people go through to get to America, and I'm an immigrant myself, came from England, they're going through the worst weather, the heat, the desert, the gangs, the violence to get to America, because this is still the greatest country in the world. We're never going to stop that until the rest of the world, you know, comes up to our level. So isn't it incumbent upon our Congress to fix this darn problem?
I agree, but let me go back. There's something that has to do with familiarity. There is something to do that has to do with your family. There has something to do with traditions. There are certain things that you know in the country you live, what you enjoy. I believe a lot of those people have got up here and they were told one thing and it didn't turn out for them. And I think they're lonely, homesick, they will go home, okay? I think merit-based immigration is what we should be working on. And so that's why I was saying, let's figure out who is here, what we can do, who qualifies, catch the bad guys, send them home. But proactively, we have to start doing this of knowing who's in our country and what value that we can offer them and they can offer us.
And on your point, sir, I'm not going to disagree with you. The other area that nobody talks about is that, you know, we look at Israel and Gaza and the number of tunnels that are under Gaza. Look at the number of tunnels that are under the U.S. border that nobody ever talks about, where they're running trains with drugs and all kinds of things the bad guys are doing, and yet we don't hear that our Immigration and Border Service are going after those in any great way. It seems like we're going after, you know, some of the right people, but a lot of the bad guys are coming in by other methods.
Well, I know, but you're just thinking the way you just said it. I know you don't think this way, but just immigration's here. We've got the North Las Vegas Police Department, the Clark County Sheriffs. We got a ton of different police agencies who are all throughout our city all the time and know what's going on. There's a lot of support for immigration in this country right now. And we just have to get a president there who sits down with some people, figures out what phase one is, and then we'll just get them to understand in the future, remain in Mexico, and this is the process that we're going to use to get the other people here if they qualify.
Okay, and you know, if you can get that done, you will have the applause of the entire nation, because we have so many issues. Let's take one more quick break and we'll come back with John Lee after this timeout.
Fantastic cocktails and delicious food.
It's a good time to eat.
Over 500 hot slots, plus electronic table games.
It's a good time to play.
Player rewards and big-time jackpots.
It's a good time to win.
Ooh, your good times at Tamarack.
For 50 years, Nevada Heating has been keeping people comfortable in their homes. At Nevada Heating, call the Do It Right guys and get the air conditioning back on today. That's the Nevada Heating way. Why sweat for days on end when Nevada Heating can get your air conditioning fixed today? Call us today and we'll fix it today at 323-5585 or schedule us on our website at nevadaheating.com.
Southwest Specialties has been making the homes and businesses of Nevada beautiful for more than 20 years. Their experienced designers and craftsmen create the walkways, backyards, water features, and a variety of outdoor cooking areas that add curb appeal and value to your investment. Call today or visit them at their website and see how they can make your outdoor spaces special. Southwest Specialties, creative, distinctive, beautiful.
Welcome to the Winnemucca Big R.
Hi, I'm John Walker. Welcome to Big R Lovelock.
Hi, I'm Rich Martin. Welcome to Fallon Big R.
My name is Braden. Welcome to Big R Fernley.
Hi, I'm Kelly. Welcome to Big R Sparks.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we're talking with John Lee. He's a Republican candidate for CD4. You are running against Stephen Horsford. He is the chair of the Congressional Black Caucus. That is a very powerful position. There is going to be a ton of money coming down to support him because of the Trump endorsement on your side. How much money do you think you're going to have to raise in this race?
I think the race will be, he'll probably raise 5 million and I'll raise 3 to 4 million. If you can get on the speaker's list, it brings a lot more money into your campaign. But I'm willing to say that my reputation and my work ethic and things I've accomplished are going to outshine, because he has done nothing for anyone in Nevada.
And that's where we have to leave it. John Lee, you're always welcome here, my friend. And Congressman Horsford is on the program many times, and he'll be back again. So we thank you, sir, and we look forward to seeing you on the campaign trail.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome, and we'll be right back.
Here on 7 at 7, we're bringing you the local headlines in just 7 minutes.
We've got you covered in the morning, evening, and for all breaking news, in between, and as it happens.
Life is busy, and we don't waste your time. Join us for local news now streaming on our YouTube page.
Imagine a magical garden that feeds Carson City's hungry and homeless, teaches our high school students agriculture, creates hanging floral displays to beautify downtown, and yet charges nothing. It's not magic. It's the Greenhouse Project. It's real, it's growing, and it needs your help. Go online to carsоncitygreenhouse.org so together we can grow it forward.
Modern boutique Ahern Hotel and Event Center sits at the heart of the Las Vegas Strip. 2 floors of meeting and event space are ideal for groups and conventions. Stay in one of 200 luxurious rooms and suites. Brand your event throughout the property. Flexible event spaces make for easy planning and personalization. Take over the entire hotel with a full buyout option.
Thanks for watching Nevada Newsmakers. We'll see you on the next broadcast.